We should be wearing gas masks today.
Why is that?
Coronavirus?
Oh, the coronavirus. So they are shutting down a couple factories
Need some help with that?
in China. Yeah, well, this thing isn't exactly built for me to be able to bend over down.
So I have a theory on this. So wait, you just said they're shutting down some factories in China.
Yeah.
I think Trump's behind all this.
Oh, tell me this conspiracy theory.
Well, I mean, think about it, right? If we didn't have factories in China and the factories are here in the United States, we wouldn't have to shut down production because of the coronavirus.
Make America great again?
Make America great again.
So do you think that the CIA planted the coronavirus?
That's confidential, sir. That's
So you
top
have
secret.
inside knowledge that the coronavirus was created by the CIA to cripple the Chinese economy, to make Tesla's stock go down.
Would it go down like 20% in one day?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, because
right?
everything's closed, right?
Yeah.
So you have this on good knowledge that that's what happened.
I have some undisclosed sources that, yeah. So
Really?
I believe Trump's behind all this,
So
absolutely.
you don't think that the coronavirus came from a market where they were serving wild game meat?
Well, of course, but the CIA injected that virus into
That meat?
Yes, absolutely,
You think so?
for sure.
Wow.
Hey,
This is news.
It is
This
breaking
a
news. Breaking
service-
news here.
This
on
is a
Service
service drive
Revolution.
show, and
Yeah.
we're breaking national news.
Breaking national news.
That the coronavirus started by the
Well,
CIA.
But think about the economic ramifications. If we can get all these factories back to the United States and get, I don't know who we're going to get to work in the factories, but if we get better paying jobs for Americans, it's going to bolster our economy, and then Trump will win a second term and be president again for another 4 years. And America will be great once again.
Because it's great now.
Yes. Great term.
Okay, so this is not a political show by any means.
So did I just cross
And
a line?
You and I, no, not at all. So I always say this to people, because people say don't talk about religion or politics, and I'm always like, why? You could change my mind. Like, I'm not so set on anything.
Yeah, but you kind of have an open mind on that stuff then, right? Because
Right, but you don't want to talk politics or religion with somebody who doesn't have an open mind, because
Correct.
they're like, they've been listening to too much Glenn Beck or whatever, that they're just stuck in their weird Fox News thing, and they don't understand that that's all propaganda.
So is that where when we pet the dog, right? So we go out and do the walk around on the car, you turn the radio on, and whatever they're listening to, you tag it in their database so you know which type of customer you're dealing with?
That's genius.
It
I never
is,
thought of
right?
that. That's what you do. You turn on the radio, and if they're on
Yes.
NPR,
Absolutely.
Then-
yes. You change your selling style.
well, when I used to write service for Subaru, every car was on NPR.
Of
There was
course.
never a Subaru where you got in and it was on ESPN, or
Right.
even though I don't know that we had ESPN back then, but there was never on the local sports radio. But by the way, when I was a kid growing up, sports radio in Seattle was amazing.
Okay.
Sports radio here in LA is terrible.
Well-
It's all syndicated stuff. But then we had local guys that talked about the Mariners, the Seahawks. We had the Sonics.
Yep.
We had a basketball team. Okay, so back to politics, though.
We're way
so
off topic.
you said make America great again, but the one thing about that I kind of agree with is the Democrats for a long time, even Republicans to a degree would say, well, we just need to admit and accept the fact that we're not the leader in the world anymore, and that China is growing so fast they're going to overtake us. And I agree with the idea that they're growing on our money.
Right.
The trade deficit's huge.
Absolutely.
There's no reason why we can't still be the best. Why would we just give up?
Correct.
Like,
We shouldn't give up.
Yeah. So
We have to bring it back.
I don't. Now I don't support your idea that you go give them the coronavirus or whatever you did.
Wait, how are you pinning that on me?
Well, I mean, it's clear that you think it's a good idea. I personally don't think that it's a good idea, but
Just in case you're wondering where I've been for the past few months, I've been over in China planting with
the
the
snowboarding was a lie.
It was, yes. It was a cover.
Yeah, I think America's great. What other country would you want to live in? Like, honestly. How lucky are we?
I love where I live. I'm not moving.
I don't know about politics. Like, I don't know the whole. I don't think that the Democrats can beat Trump at this point.
I would agree with that.
Their whole impeachment thing and all that. I don't think that went over very well, personally.
And the views expressed on the show are strictly the opinions of the guest on the show, and not
Why do you
necessarily.
have to say that?
It's a
What's the
disclaimer.
For what?
Just in case somebody
cares?
took something the wrong way.
They don't care what we say.
gonna
I would think that most of the people listening to this show are in the middle like we are. I'm not extreme either way, but I'm a capitalist. There's no way I'm for socialism whatsoever.
Well, there's a trickle-down effect too, though, right? So most of the people listening to this show are busy doing their thing, like making their livelihood, making their living. So if you're a service advisor, service manager at a dealership or an independent shop, your day is filled with work, right? So realistically, what's happening in China, is it going to affect how many cars come into your drive? Is it going to affect your car count? Is it going to affect how many hours per RO you get? At some point, it could. I think this is kind of
to that point too, and that's a good point. But really, can you control it either way? There's things you can control and things you can't. Focus on the things you can control.
correct.
Because there's a lot of waste.
Yeah, we can't control it, but I think right now is the time to be really smart and get prepared for some of the things that could be coming.
Yeah. Are you a good tipper?
Absolutely.
You are?
For good service, yes.
What do you, when you travel around for housekeeping, what do you tip the housekeeper?
Oh, at the hotels and stuff?
Yeah.
$20 bill.
Each day?
No, for like $5 a day is typical.
$5 a day? Do you put the $5 every day or 20 at the end?
At the end.
Oh, so I do it every day.
You do? Okay. Maybe I'll try that.
Well, because I can't assume it's the same person every day.
That's true. I never thought of that.
But I do $5 too. So this car dealer is giving the automotive industry a good name. Aaron Bosch, he's a billionaire, tipped $5,000 on a $157 bill because Donnie Wahlberg started this hashtag called hashtag 2020 tipping challenge. It's a viral tipping challenge to see who can tip the most. This guy might be winning. I don't know. But I would encourage you to tip $5,000
$5,000 on a
every time you go out to eat.
Well, we are close to Hollywood, so
Did you ever get out of a restaurant for $157 with all your kids and family?
sometimes Red
When you
Robin
go to
every
the
now and then.
Red Robin or the Cracker Barrel?
Oh, there he goes. Bringing up Cracker Barrel again. Yeah.
What
I've been
was
there
that-
since we went
what
there.
was the
Mama's
thing that-
Kitchen or whatever it was.
When we went to the Cracker Barrel, Jeremy ordered something. It was called like Mama's something. And then literally the next day I read that that's the worst thing you can order in a restaurant.
It is. It had every piece of fat on the planet on that plate.
So can we encourage you to tip more?
We can. Speaking of that, you're going to be in Vegas this week at NADA, aren't you?
I am not going to NADA.
What are you talking about?
You've never heard because you go to events a lot, right?
Come on,
You've
NADA.
never heard my theory on NADA?
There's so many leads there. That's like prime ground for you to pick up business. I can't
Hey,
believe
we're
you're not gonna
selling
be
plenty
there.
of business. We're doing good, but I'm not NADA. So for years, I did NADA. I would have a booth there, and then I was a speaker there. When you speak there, they tell you what to do. So they said you can't talk about Tesla. They tried to get me to take Satan out of my pet the dog story.
Which
they
why would
micromanage you.
Yeah.
The last time I did it, I did 4 workshops for them. One of the workshops I did with Gary, who used to do this with me. So we did one on gamification.
Okay.
And we did one on something to do with service departments. I forget. I went when we were done or whatever. First of all, they were turning people away from the workshop. So they set up the rooms wrong. They told us beforehand that we were going to be in this interactive room.
Right.
The room wasn't set up right when we got there. Then so all the things that they made us do, they weren't even organized enough to whatever. They don't pay you to do this, by the way.
Correct.
So you pay $100,000 to have a booth, and it's all union. It's a huge pain in the butt. They're the most. It's like they hired the worst factory people to run NADA. They're not dealers. There's no dealers running NADA. It's a convention for profit. They could care less about the people. Most of the people that come to your booth, it's vendor on vendor crime.
So what you're saying is it should be labeled the National Communists Against Dealer Profits.
They don't, like, I remember arguing with them about taking Tesla out, and they're, well, that's not a popular subject with the dealers. And I said, but it's real. It's the elephant in the room. And I'm kind of a guy that tells the truth. No, like, and I was like, you guys, anyways, long story short, the last time I did NADA, and I said, I'll never do it again unless they pay me to do it, but I'm never going there and giving them my money. I got very little business out of it. And I led the attendance of all the workshops except for one workshop where I was literally up against a panel with Penske. I think Peyton Manning was speaking or something. It was the last day, and I still had a full room, but they had an auditorium that had a bigger speaker than me. But on the other 3, my workshops led in attendance.
Right.
I led those 3 days. Not so much as a thank you, not so much as a good job. Nobody said anything.
So the user experience will.
I go into their like little weird speaker like green room, and I asked them to see the attendance thing, and they show me. Like, it's ridiculous. NADA is a joke.
Okay,
honestly.
so
Their attendance is down every year anyways.
So
they
NADA
don't
is
have
off
a
the
clue.
table.
No.
Okay.
Anybody at NADA, if you ever want advice on how to make your convention actually help dealers be profitable and not just collect all the money from people buying booths, let me know. But you know your attendance is down. I don't know. Every year it seems like they have a new president. It's a joke.
Okay.
Thank you so much for watching this clip of Service Drive Revolution. Now you can catch the full episode on YouTube, iTunes, or Spotify, or wherever you consume your podcasts. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you're notified when we post new episodes. I'm Chris Collins, and you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Chris Bulldog Collins. And I'll see you again on the next episode.